So before you sign on that dotted line on a contract for a new build home here in Phoenix, there's a couple things that I want you to know. That is that here in Phoenix, not all builders are created equal. You have some builders that are building homes that will last a lifetime, but you have some other builders that are leaving buyers with foundation cracks and other endless worries that just don't seem to stop, even though it's a brand new home. My name is Keegan McDowell, and I am a local Phoenix real estate expert, and I help people like yourself relocate to the Valley and find the perfect neighborhood, or builder in this case, every single day. I help people make a confident move so that when the dust settles, they know that they made the right choice in whatever home that they chose to buy. I also make videos about everything you need to know before moving to Phoenix. And with that being said, let's jump into it. So before we even talk about the different builders we have here in Phoenix, I want to go over a couple of reasons why people are choosing new build homes over resale homes. I think a lot of people think buying a new home is just about getting brand new appliances, countertops, floors, new structure of the house so that everything is brand new, shiny, and you know there's no issues with the house. But what a lot of people don't know is that there is much more to it, and it's not just about getting brand new, as well as there are some incentives to buying a new home as well. Let's start with customization. You can pick your floor plan, you can pick the different finishes. A lot of builders even let you pick the lot location and different things about the layout. These are all things that are nearly impossible to get alongside the perfect home in a resale home. You go see a bunch of houses, you like some, you don't like others. With a new build home, you get to choose the lot, you get to choose the floor plan, and you get to customize it to pretty much exactly what you want in your home. The next benefit to the new build homes are just the modern efficiency. We have technology today that makes the new build homes more efficient, which is especially important out here in Phoenix when during the summer months the temperature gets up above 110 degrees daily. More efficient insulation, more efficient windows, a better HVAC system, a better roof. These are all things that can contribute to the efficiency of your home today. Another plus to a new build home is the lower maintenance costs. On average, families in the United States are staying in homes on an average between 5 and 7 years at a time. If you move into a new build home, more than likely you're going to have no big repair costs in the first 5 to 7 years. Whereas if you move into a resale home, the age of the different big ticket items may be at the end of their life and is something that you could have to repair, fix, or even completely replace in those first 5 to 7 years. Next is we have builder incentives. All these builders give out their own loans, so they can give incentives like covering closing costs or offering you a lower interest rate, which are all things that you can't really get if you're buying a resale home because you have to go through a normal bank or mortgage company, which are going to be the industry standard rates at right now about 6%. The last plus is just having a home that's up to date. You know, you have the smart home systems where you can control all the locks, you can control the security system, you can control the thermostat all from your phone. A lot of these new build homes are going to put those in place from the start. You also have more modern finishes in the kitchen, open floor plans, more modern floors and bathrooms, and it's just going to feel like your home is up to date, which it is. But if you get into a resale home, you might have to do these updates yourself, which can take more time and more money for you to update the different things in the house that you want to maybe make it look more modern. But here's the catch. Not every new build home is a good investment, a good opportunity. And who builds your home is definitely going to have a big part and a big say in what your experience is going to be like in the new build process. So that's why I'm going to take you through a couple of rankings or tiers, which are backed by reviews. It's backed by things that I see every single day working in real estate here in Phoenix full time. It's going to be based on feedback that I've heard from clients and just what I see in the day-to-day as far as new build communities go here in Phoenix. So to get things started, I'm going to start with the first tier, which is our low tier, more budget-friendly options. So for the first builder in this tier, I'm going to go with KB Homes. KB Homes is building a ton right now in Phoenix. They're building in Surprise, they're building in Buckeye, and they are building in Goodyear. They're pretty much building all over, and they've really made a progress in their quality. Nationwide, they've built over 200,000 what they call Energy Star certified homes. And their design studio actually gives builders a lot of options. The reviews online, they tend to hover from average to a little bit above average. And a couple of my clients that I've helped this year buy homes built by KB Homes have actually really loved their experience and their first couple of years living in the home. They have great energy efficiency, they have design upgrades, but I think the biggest problem that comes with KB Homes are the service delays. You know, a lot of times people are saying that their homes were not done on time or when they were promised to be done, and also the significant upgrade pricing, which kind of comes as a surprise to a lot of buyers. KB Homes definitely markets their homes as lower price and they give a lot of good incentives, but most of what you're going to see online with builders is the premier finishes and floor plans in those certain models. So it might not be what you can actually afford or what they market, which is going to be their lowest price point. The next builder in our low tier that I want to talk about is D.R. Horton. So if you have searched for quick move-ins in either, Buckeye or even North Peoria or Queen Creek, D.R. Horton is building a ton of homes around the Phoenix area. D.R. Horton is definitely one that wins on price and also incentives. They do a ton of rate buy downs and incentives, especially for first-time home buyers. But I have seen a lot of buyer reviews that say the work that D.R. Horton does is a little bit subpar. I'm talking about uneven finishes, cracks in the stucco, and maybe some inconsistent build quality depending on what crew is working on that site. I think D.R. Horton is really a great option for first-time home buyers because they do offer those lower interest rates and rate buy downs for your first 2 to 4 years living in that home. One thing I always encourage people to do when going into a new build home is to make sure that you are represented by a realtor and also you get an inspection no matter what from a third-party inspector. Yes, it is a new build, but no, it is not wise to just move in blindly and think, oh, because it's a new build, everything is going to be perfect. You still want to get an inspector out there and make sure everything is quality and that there's nothing that the builder needs to fix before you move in. The next tier that I want to rank is our mid-tier builders. These builders are not maybe the top of the line builders, but are very consistent, maybe in that middle price range, and can be depended on for their quality. And the first builder that I want to go over is Taylor Morrison. Taylor Morrison is building everywhere here in Phoenix, from the East Valley to the West Valley to North Phoenix. They are putting up a ton of homes here in the Metro Valley. And I would say Taylor Morrison aims to be, a step above some of the more basic builders like KB Homes. Their floor plans are modern, and I would say that the communities surrounding the homes look great from day one. Whether that's parks, walking trails, the grass, the common area maintenance, I think from day one, Taylor Morrison makes the neighborhoods look great. My personal opinion is that Taylor Morrison offers some of the best floor plans. For example, Taylor Morrison in Alora Vita South. I love the floor plans that Taylor Morrison offers. They're always open. They offer room for offices in the little den spaces, but then also make the home feel open and inviting and gives you a chance to, get that modern look for a mid-tier price. I will say Taylor Morrison does have some average reviews online, and some of the buyers complain a little bit about their quality of work, but as far as my experience goes, Taylor Morrison has been great. The next builder in this mid-tier ranking is Pulte. Pulte performs great as far as online reviews go, and they're hovering around, 4.5 stars out of 5 in terms of buyer reviews online and what people have to say about their experience. I do love the outside of the Pulte homes. I think it's modern, I think it's sleek, and I think it looks really good, and I love the look of the neighborhoods built by Pulte. I would say Pulte is the high end of the middle tier, and it's a safe option for families, especially if money isn't super tight. You can maybe spend a little more than the average person, but you're not ready to go into that high-end luxury tier. Pulte is a great option. You're going to get quality, it's going to look great, and it's going to be super reliable. The last group I want to talk about is our top tier builders in Phoenix. These are the builders that brand themselves as luxury and are really worth the premium. The first one is Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers are building tons of new homes around Phoenix, and they really are beautiful homes with top of the line architecture and build premiums. They're going to be open floor plans. A lot of them are going to be farmhouse designs. They're going to be using great materials, and they're going to be in well-developed communities. One of my favorite new build communities in all of Phoenix is in Surprise, Arizona, and it is called Sterling Grove. Sterling Grove is fully built out by Toll Brothers, and the homes there are awesome. I would say the only downside to the Toll Brothers new build communities are some people say they overcharge. And personally, I think if you are looking for a luxury premium new build home, you're going to have to be willing to invest in that premium luxury style. The finishes, the floor plans, the size, the lot sizes, you're going to be paying a premium. And if that's not worth it to you, then you might have to go a different route. That is pretty much the only downside I have heard or experienced from Toll Brothers, is just that you do pay a premium and they are high priced homes. I will say Toll Brothers does take a little bit longer in the way that they build and develop homes. They're not throwing your home up in 6 to 12 weeks or whatever it is for some other builders. So if you are building from the ground up, be prepared to wait a decent amount of time, but this can be a plus as well. So you have time to prepare, or maybe you have a lease that's going to be up in the next couple months or whatever the case may be. So the last builder I want to talk about that's in this top tier luxury category is Cachet Homes. Homes. Cache Homes right now in Phoenix is building in Scottsdale, Chandler, and North Phoenix. Their homes start at about $700,000. And like Toll Brothers, they're going to offer the premium finishes. They're going to give you a ton of customization in the design and the floor plans. And they're really going to be focused on customer satisfaction because you are paying a higher price. You are paying a premium to get into one of these Cache homes. So a lot of their focus is going to go into the process, into the customer satisfaction, as well as just building a home that's going to last. The durability side and long-term quality is something that they are definitely focused on. One thing about Cache homes is that their resale value is oftentimes super strong. And one other thing that I read in the reviews online is that their warranty follow-through is really, really professional and really great. If you have something wrong with your home and it's in warranty, Cache homes a lot of times will take care of their customers and do it in a timely manner. So if you are somebody who is looking into, a new build home here in Phoenix, you don't want to go the resale route, take a look at some of these builders that I mentioned above. Obviously, yes, there are a ton of more builders out there and ones that could be right for you. My suggestion would be to do the research beforehand. Don't just settle on, something because it looks good or it's easy. Find what's right for you, find who's offering the best incentives and what you're going to get the most bang for your buck if that's what you're looking for. There's a couple other things that I want to warn you about and what to watch out for when going the new build route. The first thing is to make sure you do a pre-pour inspection. You want to verify the soil and also the rebar layout. The second thing is a pre-drywall inspection. Confirm that the plumbing, the electrical, and the HVAC system is properly installed. The next thing is to schedule a final walkthrough. You want to blue tape every inch of the house. You want to test the outlets, the doors, the water flow, how the air is flowing. The next thing is the drainage and the grading. If you're in a spot where it has just rained or you're expecting rainfall, it's a good idea to get out to the house right around this time to make sure that everything is running smoothly, there's no leaks, everything's draining properly from the new build home, and that the lot is properly sloped. And lastly, to ask about the warranty process. Ask about response time, ask about when they're expected to make the repairs based on what warranty you have, and get all of this in writing so that if the unexpected happens and you do need to call on the builder because of a warranty, that they will get it taken care of in a timely manner. Making sure you stay hands-on throughout the whole process will honestly solve about 90 to 95% of the problems and the headaches that come with buying a new build home. And lastly, I know I'm biased, but I would say get a realtor to represent you in the new build process. If you walk into the new build site without a realtor, they are going to represent you. So you'll be represented by the builder. They really don't have any incentives to go above and beyond to help you out. So really you have no representation. But if you're represented by a realtor, you have somebody on your side, you have somebody who's done it before, and it's just going to make the entire process smoother and less of a headache. My name is Keegan McDowell. I'm going to drop my contact information below. If you're someone who is moving to Phoenix and you're considering a new build, I would love to give you that assistance and be on your team and give you that representation that you need to make everything a smooth process. I will make sure that you are prepared for every step of the way. And if you're just somebody who's thinking about moving to Arizona and you're interested in my free Moving to Arizona guide, feel free to download with the link in the description. And with that being said, thank you for watching and we will see you on the next video.